Hi Sarah. Okay, what I'm going to do is show you the amazing Asyra Pro. Generally when I show this to people, I find the best thing to do is to do a demonstration on you. So if that's okay, I'm going to put your information on the screen and then I'll run through an actual consultation with you so you can see how the results match up to you.
Brilliant.
Okay? On the Asyra, you see this is the home screen. So this is where I've got to put in everybody's name. You can also put in the address, phone number, email. Just so you know, the Asyra works as a database as well. And all of that information can be stored and it can also be printed out and we can do a mail shot on envelopes and things. But anyway, the most important things, we've got 4 areas with an asterisk. Those I have to fill in. So the first thing is your full name. So your last name, please.
Harris.
Lovely. And then it's Sarah, yes?
Yes.
Okay, S-A-R-A-H, yeah? Is that right? Great. Gender female, you just have to put the F or the M in for the female or male. Date of birth, we do have to put the date of birth in. So
7th of the 10th, 1985.
1985, fantastic. The most important thing is to press the save button. And then that's in there. As I said, I've only put in the sort of basic details, but if you want for your clients, you could be filling in everything, down to their faxes, emails and everything. I'm going to stick with the most important bits. So once you've saved it, the machine is now all set to run the tests. As you can see over on the right, I've got a list of available tests. Yeah. And one of the wonderful things about the Asyra is the fact that you can actually build your own tests. From our current database, you can actually design your own protocols. So if you had a specialist interest in either weight loss programs, autistic children, Alzheimer's, you can actually build a test that fits in with you and your practice, which I think is one of the main benefits of the Asyra, and puts it out on top of some of the other machines. Something I have control over when I'm about to run your first test is the sensitivity, okay? And I can, you know, for most purposes, like today, I'm going to run you on a normal sensitivity. But if you were someone who was either an athlete, you were super fit, or as well if you were on some normal drugs from the doctors, I might need to dig deeper to get the information from you. And then I would bring up a higher sensitivity. For the moment, I'm going to do on a nice normal, okay, and see what comes up. First test I'm going to do is a comprehensive analysis. And this again is very unique to the Asyra in that we are looking for the causal issue behind your health problems. When I run that test, we're running through a very comprehensive list of allergens, bacteria, viruses, parasites, other pathogens. We're also going to the areas of chakras, we're going to mental and emotional issues, we're going through the flower remedies. It is the most extraordinary program. It tests you for everything, but it's only looking for the main causal issue behind your health problem. So for me, this is the most important part of the test, because if you've come into me with, for example, IBS, I find it important to know, have you got IBS because of a parasite? Is it a mental and emotional issue? Is it a food sensitivity? Is it a mixture of all of the above? I will be able to see on my machine. Okay? I'm also going to run with it what we call the baseline, and the baseline will run through the main organs of your system. And again, I'll be able to see, for instance, are your kidneys balanced, or actually are they stressed at the moment? Maybe they're having to work hard to get rid of toxins. And again, I can get a general idea. The main thing about using the Asyra in my practice is that I actually get information. Obviously, normally, I'd have already done maybe a half-hour case history on you. I want you to tell me those aspects of your health which may be causing you concern. So I'm always listening to that as well. And from that, I can maybe later I choose other tests I might like to run. So that, you know, that aspect of a consultation is never taken away by using an Asyra. So we are going to tick comprehensive analysis. And by the way, there could be little beeps on the machine if you wanted. I've actually turned the little beeps off, but some practitioners like them. Okay. So, you know. Okay, that's there, baseline ticked. Right, Sarah, they are lovely, both feet nice squarely on the ground. It's just because I like to keep your energies balanced as you're doing a test. I'd like you to take one of each hand mass in each hand. You've got the blue in the right, left, green in the left, perfect. And then just relax with them in your lap. And I'm going to run the tests, okay? They're quite easy. And I'll show you what's going on as we're doing them. The nice thing is with the Asyra too, it's very easy for your clients to understand. Everything we do can be put into printouts. And then often at the end of the session I will go through the printouts to sort of explain them a bit. I obviously can't give them a full Asyra training when they get these results, but we do what we can. Okay. So here, as you can see, we've got red lines showing which part of your body is being tested. Then we're getting very nicely, most of your results are green, so your body is very nicely in balance this morning. But we are getting some areas which are red, which shows inflammation, and the other areas are showing areas of weakness. Now we're going through the filters. On the left-hand side of the screen, you can see the filters. It's running down allergens, amino acids, enzymes, bacterial signatures. And what the machine is doing, it's going through those libraries of remedies. A filter is a library of remedies, and it's looking for, is there a remedy in that library that brings you back to balance? If the answer is a yes, the machine is then going to go through the whole sort of category and look for the remedy that best brings you back to balance. And those are the ones that are coming back in our whole tank. Just as an example, we've actually got there as a critical issue, dehydration is coming up in red already, okay? That just shows you are dehydrated and that is stressing you. It's actually stressing your system. So there's a nice, easy solution is you having more water. So anyway, it's still going on its way down. The thing I'm always looking out for here is whether we have, if you see a mixture of bacteria, viruses, parasites, maybe Lyme disease, etc., those mixed together can be quite serious issues. I mean, when they come up, I know the person sitting here isn't feeling that good. But we do go through that sort of explanation when we do training. It doesn't take that long to get used to using the machine, if you know what I mean. It looks a bit daunting in the beginning, but look how lovely your results are here. I have to say, you're young, you're fit, you're healthy. I know for a fact you eat well, you work out. These are really, really important factors. And what I do adore about the Asyra is that I get used to the kind of results I'm seeing. These, I can see that you are someone who does eat well and works out. That's obvious from the results. So, good for you. Right, now the machine has chosen remedies. It's going back to those areas that were out of balance, and it's seeing if the remedy as it is will actually bring you back to balance. As you saw there, interestingly enough, a couple of things didn't go back to balance, but we'll go over. There is a sort of protocol that we use to put that right. Now, out of interest's sake, if you look down the list, it is in priority order. Okay. Again, with the machine, because everything is within your control with the Asyra, you could change that if you wanted it more in alphabetical order. You just have to click here. If you wanted it in colour order, which are the areas that are weakening you rather than stressing you, it's just a matter of clicking here, and then we can bring it back to priority order again. Quite easy. Just as a quick recap on your own results, you've had actually cervical 2, so it's actually come up with a vertebral misalignment. The other thing I love about the Asyra, it goes through vertebral misalignments, it'll go through teeth. I've had a few cases where the main problem, say someone with a chronic sinus disorder, we've actually found it's actually a particular tooth. And we've then sent them to the dentist where they've had that looked at, and we can actually get to the root of the problem. Again, we're going to the causal issues behind health problems. Interesting enough, I don't know if you've been having any bad heads recently or any neck ache or anything like that, but it's saying the second vertebrae down there's a little bit of a misalignment. So normally, again, the drops I'm going to make you, I hope will have an effect on that. Sometimes when I see that, I advise someone goes to the chiropractor or the osteopath. Often we have practitioners who are able to do that kind of job themselves. So it's useful information. going back to your baseline to have a quick look. Here we have, so the areas for you that have come up as a little bit stressed. We've got the gallbladder, we've got the parathyroid, which we need to bring back to balance. By the way, as you can notice here, as soon as you click on an area which is out of balance, you've got a lovely explanation of what that means, if you know what could be the possible symptoms. So it's almost like a learning machine as well. You'll be able to say to your client, do you have any of these symptoms, blah, blah, blah. If they do, that's great. You can always link it in. And it will be on their printouts as well. So for the client as well, everything is explained or not. If you felt your client couldn't handle some of that information, you just have to give a click and they will just get the sort of colour charts come out. So within your control, if you want them to have the information or not. You've also got, we've got weakness in the stomach area. Funny enough, I mentioned teeth. You've actually got a tooth area come up. It's quite interesting actually with cervical too. Sometimes you'll find the correlations between certain areas. I'm certainly now going to just put in a few extra remedies to balance you out. The other beauty is in a minute, I'm going to retest that baseline to make sure that you have come back to balance. Because at that point, I feel very happy with my remedy. The idea is now how to make a really nice remedy for Sarah. Okay, so we're just going to go back, and I'm going to put in an extra remedy for those couple of areas that were a little bit out. Let me just come back in here. You just type in baseline. I'm going to just tick those areas that weren't quite back to balance. That will do, and then I scan, and again the machine automatically scans for the remedy which is the best one for you, which gives me more information again. I love that because it's, well, especially if I'd have put in something like sort of for a bad head or something like that, that information will help me to examine why you have that problem in the first place.